that's it for today. Now, if you want to stick around, I'll answer all your questions to the best of my abilities. But I'll be honest with you, I can tell that there's some waning interest in crypto, and I do not blame you. That's just what we have. Well, let's get into a little Q&A. All right. I better tell my parents. Uncle Ricky, that's insane. Yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys being on the stream, you understand like just how dangerous that actually is. Steven says, you're working on Labor Day. What's up, buddy? No, after this, I'm going to go play volleyball with some friends. I just had to do a quick video because they're all lazy and they get up late. So I was like, well, I might as well do something. Yeah, Icoli. My IRA makes 90% Bitcoin, my IRA 30%. That's pretty good. I still have my IRA, my Roth IRA with iTRUST. If you guys haven't looked in iTRUST, links in the description. Did you know, and we've talked about this many times, Peter Thiel, founder of PayPal, kind of kooky, but he took his PayPal stock all the way back in the 90s and he put it into a Roth IRA when it was worth absolutely nothing because you can only contribute like $7,000. There's a backdoor Roth IRA version, links in the description, you can check that out. But he took those stocks which were worth nothing and now they're worth, I want to say it's over $5 billion because it appreciated within his IRA. And guess how much he pays in taxes? 0%. So if you're looking for some place to put your Bitcoin and not pay taxes, that'll be the way to do it. That's what I've done, but it's up to you. Let's see. Hindsight is 2020. Exactly. Yeah. So that says I think my portfolio was 50%. I wish it was 70%. Yeah, you know, mine's actually right there, 70%. And actually, as the altcoin prices keep going down, it actually increases because I don't have to do anything. I just buy Bitcoin every day. Let's see. Red Panda Pie got rid of ADA, AVAX, ETH, DOT. Lots of stuff to convert to Bitcoin. And when I see Adam, for instance, the same price that I bought 1 year or more ago, I feel I did well. You did do well. Great job. And I know some people say, well, you know, it's going to go up massively. Sometimes it's just not about that. I had a friend, Pat Devlin. He'd always tell me, Rob, the guy who has the least worries at the end of the day is the winner. That's pretty much what it comes down to. And I have to tell you, I have to agree. And also I have to agree is, I don't know if anybody's with me on this one, but do we need this many layer 2 and layer 3 solutions for like Ethereum and other layer 1 blockchains? It just seems like we're kind of wasting. It's like a waste. I kind of look at it like movies. Remember when movies they would come out hot and heavy and there would be a lot of good movies out? Now you rarely see any movies come out. And they're all on crappy Netflix or Disney Plus and they suck. And it's kind of like, that's like, I feel like what we're doing here with crypto. It's like we're disseminating the talent pool to work on like layer 2s and 3s and 4s and 7s and whatever else is going on. And it doesn't really make the actual real projects that are good even better because the talent pool is stretched so thin. I think at some point, we're just going to have a consolidation of talent, of individuals, of people, and actually of tokens and projects. They're going to start to collapse into each other. You don't see 30 Amazons out there, and you don't see 500 different social media presences or platforms. They just collapse into each other. And that's pretty much what I think is going to happen here. I hope so. So that's just my 2 cents. That scam alert is a scam. Rob, I appreciate it. Thank you, Ricky. I learned so much. Thanks for all the hard work. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Hello, miss. Thank you so much for sharing all the live streams that we do on X. I appreciate you. Echo says I rolled over a 401k to a Roth. Yeah. Richie said, I don't know what this is. Rob, can you explain rent for Solana in the Tangem wallet? I don't know what that is. Someone has to tell me what that is. A layer 2 works for an old proof of work. ETH versus a newer proof of stake ETH. It's true. I think Cardano is a decentralized voting chain now. It has different value propositions than Near or Avalanche. It is. And one of the things that Charles was talking about in his stream, which was pretty accurate, he said, you know, people complain about how we were handling things with like stable coins. They were complaining how we were handling things with marketing. They were complaining how we handled things with, you know, in the very beginning and choosing Haskell as the primary language for Cardano. He goes, now, because we have a decentralized organization, we can make all those decisions together as a group or an entity and just move forward. So I'm like, you know what? I like that, because it really does come down to the wisdom of the crowd. I think as time goes on, the crowd is right. All the people collectively together can make the best decisions. Uzi says, if you sell everything you have right now, would you be in the green? Massively. Massively in the green. Let me rephrase that. On some of the altcoins, no. But on like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, Toncoin, Cardano, Avalanche, Chainlink, yes. Because remember, I've been around for a long time. I'm an old man. Been here forever. Daniel says, hey, happy Labor Day. I finally started the Dan Teaches Crypto stuff. Enjoying it so far. Thanks, Daniel, for signing up. Again, if you guys want to sign up for Dan Teaches Crypto, it only costs 1 Bitcoin per month. I'm just kidding. It's free. It's 100% free. It'll always be free. DanTeachesCrypto.com. Links in the description. Why did I make it free? Because I want you guys to do well. Are there affiliate links in there? Absolutely. So if you can't stand using affiliate links, just go to the right website. Good luck. Like if I do a video on Tangem, there's going to be an affiliate link, right? If I do a video on Coinbase, which I don't think I ever did, then there'll be an affiliate link for Coinbase, even though they don't even do affiliate links anymore. Anyhow, RS, when Jerry V. Hall will be back. I'm going to ask him to come back next weekend. Seth says, I think it's important to own several competing layer ones. Who knows will win, right? Yeah, remember though, it's just gambling. It's okay to gamble. Look at my friend Stephen Ellis. That's all he does. Just kidding, Steve, but not really. So who knows which layer one solution is going to make it, right? Can Bitcoin do everything? Yeah, maybe. I mean, if we build on top of it as a layer 2 solution, but Bitcoin maxis say that's not what it's there for. You know, it's there just as a store of value, a hedge against inflation, finite supply. We don't want to screw everything up. And of course, you know, don't talk about any kind of like NFTs within Bitcoin, even though that's what Michael Saylor wants to do, a MicroStrategy for a digital ID. I don't want to get into that stuff, but I think there is room for a proper layer 1 that can do everything. Layer 2s, we'll see. But remember, like I own Ethereum. Here's a little insight. Don't tell anybody. But I bought Ethereum a long time ago when it was like $100, $300, $400. And I want to see it do well because I believe it could do well, but I also want to do well because the price will go up. And unfortunately, it's the wrong way to look at it. But as an investor, you have to wear 2 hats, right? And so for this, how many people in the industry bought a boatload of Ethereum when it was worth like a dime or a nickel? A lot. So that's why you see a lot of those people wanted to do well, because they got it when it was super cheap. That's why I think there's not much traction with Ton the blockchain, because if you look at Ton, like it started out at like $3. Like it wasn't like a dime or a nickel or a penny or fractions of a penny. It just started out that way. So I just see it as, I think the more people that have it, that are loaded, again, big money, they want it to do even better because they have so much of it. And of course they're biased, just like me. I'm super biased in this channel. But at least I'm honest about it. All right. Forget one more dub. Strategic reserve. Right, Echo. Correct. Hopefully if, and I got to tell you, everybody, I don't care who, that's not true. I do care who wins the presidential election. Let's just make that straight. I'd like the best person to win. But at the end of the day, all the promises that the politicians make, how many do you think they're really going to go through with it? I've been around long enough to realize that campaign promises and real action are 2 different things. So I just want this to get over with, and then the market can say, oh, we got this person, we'll do this. Oh, we got that person, we know we're going to go that way. And just move forward. Whatever happens, that is my president, and that's what the wisdom of the crowd decided. So that's it. Ryan says Cardano wins the digital ID narrative. DID. Yeah, they've been doing this for quite some time. We'll see how it works out. When Mullen says, I hope the people who bought ETH at a nickel sold a few at 4K. There's a video that I did, and it talked about taking profits the half and half method. And it was very simple. And I gave, and just what Mo was talking about, I said, look, you can invest into 100 different things, right? But the best thing you can do is, even when you're with Ethereum, because you didn't know, right? Like, is Ethereum going to make it? Or is it going to be EOS? Or is it going to be Tomato Coin? Or BitConnect? Or Luna? I don't know what it is, right? How many of those collapse? A ton of them. So with Ethereum, I just said, hey, even if you invest in Ethereum, let's say you put in $100 and you got it for a nickel, right? And then when it went to 10 cents, you sold half. Well, you got all your money back. Now it's just gambling money. And then when it doubles again, you sell half again. And he doubles again, you sell half again. And then at some point, you start to think, maybe I'll wait till it 3Xs or 4X. Even if you did that all the way back then when it was $100, if it could prove itself as time went on, you'd still be ahead. Now, would you have the massive life-changing gains that everybody talks about? Maybe not, depending on how much you put on the original part. But I can guarantee you, and tell me in the comment section if I'm wrong, that you should have taken those profits on a lot of your crappy projects that didn't pan out. I'm guilty too. But if you would have done it and it would have proved itself, you would have been just fine, right? As opposed to going, well, these other 20 sucked, but I hold on this one and it did. I don't know. Let me get off my soapbox again. All right. Yes, we'll support the Office of Red. Exactly. Right. Kamala's best for Bitcoin. She'll speed up the death of the dollar. I don't know, man. I know people. I don't know what's going to happen. Daniel, did your void actually count? That's always a good question. Bo Dan says, Voyager screwed me and taking profits. Yeah, me too. Screwed us all. But everybody should have gotten at least, not at least, but you should have gotten some checks back. Better than the crappy Celsius has been doing. Daniel says, I was born in a communist country. Our choice was to vote for a communist party or a communist party. Yeah. It's awful. Especially with what's happening in Venezuela. I think it was a presidential election. They're like, nope, we don't care about that. Where are we? Shalin says, if you have everything you want in life and you have a safe amount of savings, why take profits? Just hold the best asset, Bitcoin. Yeah, I can do it that way. RW says, are the checks from Voyager done or maybe one more? It all depends on what they get, the clawbacks from 3 Arrows Capital, which I got to tell you, who was it? Somebody interviewed Suzu, whatever that guy's name is, from 3 Arrows Capital. I forgot who it was, but they interviewed that guy. And I'm like, what are they doing interviewing that guy? That's the guy that screwed everything up. And you're going to take advice from that charlatan? Crazy. Hello from Nepal. Wow. Nice. How about that Meld? I don't even know how Meld is doing. Let's take a look. Oh, that video I was talking about, the half and half method. There's a link in the description of all my videos, and there's 4 videos. One is what the 5 rules mean. The other one is how to avoid scams. The other one is the half and half method. And the fourth one is when I'm going to take profit 80% and get the heck out. So let's see. This is Meld. 7 day, 1 month. Not bad in a month, but 3 months. Pretty choppy. 1 year. So on and so forth. How about Max? Not too bad. Still a penny. I think it topped out at 2 cents. 0.028, so not too bad. Wow. Voyager is still doing clawbacks on retail. Just because you got out, they start to claw funds back. Jeez. I got my Voyager check for a third of my USDC. That's why, you know, Voyager and Celsius is why I have those rules. No exchanges, meaning don't leave anything on exchanges. Don't leave anything on exchanges. It's so easy to use these this TANGEM wallets. I've got 4. No, I got 3. Dad says, Rob, how often are you using the half and half method? I started using it after I heard it from your channel with both my lower cap alts and L positions. Best move ever made. Yeah. I only when I get into something new, which has been few and far between, but I've used it. Let's see, the last one was Ivan Pay, I think it was. There's a secondary channel called Dan DGen, and we just did a review of Blue Whale, which is an AI token, but it's pretty interesting. It connects your wallet. And of course, your wallets are anonymous, right? No one knows what your wallet is. It's just there's a 0x78935 banger or whatever. And it says, hey, do you want to know what's in these guys' wallets? Well, it's all on chain. Take a look at it. We'll use AI, and they're going to connect businesses to those wallets, and they will contact you, advertise to you, do all the things that Facebook should do, but they screwed you over and just sold all your data. So in this one, they're not selling your data. They're giving it to the, or they're telling the institutions or the corporations this is what these ones have. If you want to contact them, you got to pay them, 90%, and you get tokens of Blue Whale. Anyhow, take a look in the description or go over to Dan DGen. It's the first one there. Can you set limit orders on TANGEM? No, not that I know of, but that's another thing. If you want to set limit orders, that means you have to take your crypto and put it on an exchange, and hopefully that exchange nothing happens to it. I'm not a big fan of that. How easy is it to trade with TANGEM? I have Coinbase right now. Lucky for you, I did a 4-minute video. It's called actually it's over at Daniel, since you're in the website, it's over at Dan Teaches Crypto, or you can just type in TANGEM swap digital asset news and it'll come up. It's 4 minutes and I show you how to swap within the wallet. Very easy to do, very cheap. Let's see. Set it and forbid it. Yeah, that'd be nice. And that's it. I got to get out of here, guys. I'm late for this this event with some friends. Get all your crypto all centralized exchanges. It's very true. I mean, we were supposed to learn our lesson from Mt. Gox. I didn't. Maybe you didn't. Maybe we did a little Voyager, Celsius, FTX, BlockFi type of move. Let's not do that again. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for stopping by. Appreciate it. Enjoy this holiday. I will see everybody on the next one. Thanks so much. Adios.